Winter is one of the most dangerous times of the year for your animal. We all know how heat can be dangerous to your pet's health, but what about the cold? My name is Sarah Dawson, and today I'll be giving you some information on how to keep your pet safe during the colder months. I'll be going over some of the most common sources of discomfort for your animal during the winter: de-icers, ice, snow, and colder temperatures. We'll start with de-icers. There would be many reported cases in the winter of animals drinking antifreeze. Make sure that yours is tightly closed and kept away from animals. The sweet aroma of it makes them want to drink it. This is dangerous because it's very poisonous to them, and if ingested, can cause them to become quite ill. The salt that is put on the roads is also quite dangerous. It's very sharp and can get caught in between the paws and on the pads. This can cause cracks and irritations, which is quite uncomfortable. To prevent this, use petroleum jelly or put boots on them. After long walks outside, you should always wipe down your dog's body and paws. If they ingest the road salt through licking, this can cause them to become quite ill. Without the salt on the road, ice will start to accumulate. Dogs, especially older dogs, have poor coordination and weak joints. If you walk them on ice during the winter, they could slip and fall. This could cause a serious injury. Try to avoid ice when you're walking them. During the winter, you should try to give cars more time to brake. Even though the driver is trying to stop, the momentum of them going forward could make them hit you and your animal. Never walk your dog off leash near a frozen body of water. The ice might be too thin if your dog walks onto it, and they could fall into the water. The shock from the lower temperatures could cause your dog to not be able to swim to safety. If this happens, do not go after them. If the ice is too thin for the dog, it's going to break under your weight as well. Make sure that you stay calm and call 911. A dispatcher will send help your way. During the winter, ice and snow go hand in hand. During the winter, if your dog has been walking out in the snow for a while, sometimes the snow can accumulate between the toes and the pad paws. This can be quite uncomfortable and very cold for them. It might be so severe that they start to limp. If this happens, you can simply wipe it away with your hand, but if you want to prevent it, you should put boots on your dogs. Make sure that the boots are short enough that the snow can get in and accumulate there, but also make sure that they're not too high, too big, or too loose for the dog. If this happens, then they might trip and fall. During snowstorms, your animal should always be supervised, whether it be a cat or a dog. If there's a lot of snow and a lot of wind, then your animal might have a hard time tracking down your scent and will get lost with the reduced visibility. Make sure that your animal is both microchipped and tattooed to make sure that your animal will be returned home safely to you. After your animal has been playing outside for a long time, sometimes snow can accumulate on their fur. Make sure that you wipe them off with a towel or a blanket before they lay down to rest to keep them warm. For there to be snow, the temperature must be low enough. As the temperature drops, your pet's chances of getting hyperthermia go up. If you have a shorter-haired animal, you should consider putting a coat on them before they go outside. The cat in this picture has a brightly colored coat. This will help their owners see them better in the white snow. Make sure that the coat isn't too tight or too loose on your animal. If you have an older animal, you might start to notice that they're getting arthritis. This is because of the lack of physical activity that they're getting when it's cold outside. If you do notice the arthritis, be sure to talk to your veterinarian about ways that you can help your animal cope with the new pain that they're experiencing. Make sure that your animal has a bed that's raised above the ground. If they're sleeping on the hard wood or granite, then it might make them a bit cold when it's nighttime. Make sure that you make noise before getting into your vehicle. Stray cats or animals might have found refuge under the hood of your car for warmth. If you make noise before getting into your car, you could draw out the animal before you start up your vehicle. Never leave your animal inside your car unattended. The car will act like a refrigerator and keep the cold in. This could cause your pet to get hyperthermia. To recap, the cold can be quite dangerous for your animal. Make sure that when they come inside, they're nice and warm, and that they have a nice bed to lay in that isn't right on the floor. Never leave your animal in an unattended vehicle, and always try to keep visual contact with them in snowstorms and to avoid collisions with sliding vehicles. Never let them eat de-icers, and always try to have boots and jackets for them for the colder weather. Don't let your animal near ice, especially ice that's over a frozen lake. Keep in mind that all animals are different. Size and thickness of coat will determine how well they do outside in the cold weather. If it's too cold for you, it might be too cold outside for your animal. I hope that I've given you some helpful tips and tricks to keep your animal safe and warm this winter. Thank you.